Hi Flosstube, it's Lynn, the Canadian Stitcher. I'm going to be doing a weekly update and also telling you about my 100 subscriber giveaway. So thank you everyone who commented, liked, subscribed. My goal was actually just to have 100 subscribers. I thought that would be something really special if I had 100 people that subscribed. And this week I've actually gone up to, or last week, up to 125. So I've set a new goal of 250. But I will be doing a giveaway and I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. Sorry, this is take 2 because I choked on my water, so I'm sorry if I'm clearing my throat. I'm learning so much. Every video that I post, I learn more and more and more. What to do, what not to do. If anybody knows how to get that light position so it's not making that glare on my glasses, I would really appreciate that. And also how to do thumbnails, because I don't know how to do that. I'm just picking the ones that YouTube picks for me, but I'm not always happy with the way they look. So thank you for sticking with me as I'm learning. I think that each video gets a bit better, and I'll continue to learn. I figure I need probably about 6 months to get this really figured out. So I don't have anybody that I can go to directly to show me how to do things or how to edit and that kind of thing. I just have to kind of figure things out as I go. So shout outs to a coin skirt stitcher. She has a really cute little thing that when she gets a finish, she jangles a coin skirt. I'm just wondering if anybody else has any traditions that you do when you get a finish. I myself, when I do last stitch, the last stitch, I call out last stitch. Even if I'm home alone, I'll always call out loud that I've completed the last stitch. That used to be more significant when I was a monogamous stitcher. Is that the right word? And I'd only stitch one thing at a time and wait till it's completely finished before I'd ever start something new. So to me, completing the last stitch on a project was always great news, because that meant that I got to start on something new. And now I have so many that I still call out last stitch, but I always have something else to work on. Shout out also to Terry Lee Crafts. She works on multiple projects during the same week, like Stitching Jewels does. I prefer to work on one thing. There's going to be a change to that in December when I'm going to be doing a new start that week. I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing for the whole week, and it'll kind of be a project a day, but it'll be these smaller ones up in here, gearing up for the December 21st day of winter. So, and then another one that I watched, actually binge watched all of hers on Terry Lee's and Coin Skirt Stitcher. The other one is Amy Loves Toads. So she's got a cute little channel. She likes toads and frogs and insects, and she has some different patterns that she's working on, kind of unusual. So she was interesting to watch too. So this week I did work on my Long Dog Sampler number 4. I'm not loving the burgundy the way it's coming out. It almost looks like it's a dark brown. I'll complete it with the burgundy, but I think I definitely prefer the white with the white fabric with the blue stitches. I think that contrast is really striking. So, and number 4 is going to be done actually with a bunch of different colors. So I'm just trying a couple different things with the samplers to see what I like the best. So this week I did work on Siren and the Shipwreck. That's my magnetic board set up. I have a video on how I set up my board. I have a couple extra things on there today because I did put a pencil there, because some places along this there is just one little stitch of a different color, so I want to make sure as I'm stitching that I don't miss that one, so I circle it with pencil. I do have some little bit of floss that I'm working with stuck to there, and I added a lip balm because my lips are so dry in the winter. That will remind me to use it. So there's my progress. I did quite a bit of her bottom part and just working on the tail. Yesterday I intended to work on the Celtic Spring because the light was really good, the sun was shining, and I could have made some progress on her, but I couldn't put the mermaid down. So this is the Celtic Spring, and I'm going to work on her this afternoon because it's a sunny day today, so I've got good light to work on her with the linen, and then I'll go back to the mermaid on the Ada. So for this week coming up, I am going to go back to my Heaven and Earth design of Discovery. I want to try and show you a real close-up of this. So I've completed 2 or 3 pages. No, I can't remember. I'll have to go back to my video to see. I think I've completed 3 pages across the bottom here. This one, oh, there's so much detail in it. I hope it really comes out. Inside the wall, there's all these little scrolls in that little nook of the wall there. And there's that pillar. And it's got like hieroglyph writing on it. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's actually her shadow is there, which that I think is what made this so stunning for me. Because I know that we do a bit of shading here and there to make shadows, but that to me is a really dramatic shadow. And this one really spoke to me. This is one of the first ones that I got. So I'll be working on her this week. I'd like to keep working on the mermaid, but I gotta go back to that one because I'm going to be starting some new heids. So we will talk about the draw, the subscriber goal, and I'm going to show you some of my finished objects. So when I started cross stitching, I did make some little things for myself. I don't have my first picture ever. It's in the other room. I don't want to get it, but I used to just stitch and then make things for other people. So kitchen pictures, particular animals that people liked, baby gifts. Oh my goodness, I did tons and tons of bibs and blankets and for samplers for babies, and just would give them away as gifts. So I don't have a whole lot here that's actually FOs, but I've completed hundreds of projects. And one in particular, I don't have this here. So I had stitched this one for my dad. He is a hunter. This is the Canadian geese. This is Monarch Horizons. Basically just Lucy. Wasn't very many colors in this one, but it really turned out nice. So this one I had started on, and I was either going to give it to him for his birthday or his retirement, and I didn't get it done in time, so I finished it for him for that Christmas. And when he opened it, he looked at it and he goes, "Wow, this merits hanging on the wall." That's my dad. And I said to him, "Well, I was hoping you weren't going to hang it under the bed." It's still hanging in his living room. I told him he can take it down anytime, but he's leaving it. I used to do a lot of towels. Lucy is demanding to be in the video, so I'm going to grab him in a second. So I used to do these little kitchen towels, and I would give them away as gifts for people too. Oh my god, stop. I used to do a lot of these. This one in particular, that one was a lot of color changing, but I really enjoyed that one when it was made up. So I made these, I would make these towels and give them away for Christmas gifts or housewarmings or whatever. I did a lot of baby bibs too. That was kind of a traditional gift for me to make a baby bib for the new arrivals. So these ones I have hanging in my entranceway. This one is Welcome to Our Home, and it's got little charms on it. There's a heart, a butterfly, and a little bee, and this one goes with it, and that one just says herbs and has a little key charm, a butterfly, and another bee. I think I'll wash these and press them because they're kind of getting a little bit bent. This little one hangs in my entranceway too. Welcome to Our Home. Just a very simple little one. And this one, the duck decoy. This one I had made, probably 25 years ago, I think. I actually had entered it into a contest. I won second place. So that's the chart from that one. Collection of Things Country by Leisure Arts. You might be able to find that one on eBay. I only did the one from that book. This one, Tricky Treat Cats, designed by Holly Gordon. This is one of the ones that I had completed and then rolled up and stuck into my craft room. And when I pulled it out, it surprised me because I didn't actually remember stitching this one until I had unrolled it and said, "Oh, I remember making that one." That was when I had a black cat. So I particularly like the little guy in the center, disguised as a ghost. This is called Tricky Treat Cats, but I call this one Clever Disguise. And I have one spot in my house that I have a Christmas picture that I hang, and then this year I got this one framed, and I have that in my one kind of seasonal spot that I hang things. This one, I don't remember. I think it was a kit. Might still have the pattern. Home is where the heart is. Sorry for that light. This one, I think I did probably 10 years ago. I had gotten away from cross stitching, and then I wanted to start again. and did this one just as a practice piece. I didn't particularly like it. I'm not a bunny fanatic or anything. I just wanted something to practice on before I went to a big picture, to make sure that my stitches were all even, my back stitches were nice and everything. And I remember working on this one at work, and everybody would say, "That's really nice." That's when I go, "I don't really think so," but I got it framed and it hangs in my kitchen. I'm going to show you Lucy. Lucy, look at the camera. No, you gotta look at the camera. Show them your eyes. He's got one blue eye and one green eye, and he's completely pink and white except for his eyes. And he loves attention, as you can see. This is the guy that sits beside me when I'm stitching and gets his hair in my stitching. And this is, I have kind of make him sit in a little plastic bin beside me so that I don't get all of his hair on my clothes. But he's really demanding attention here. So, and there's another one that came in. Her I can't pick up. She doesn't like to be picked up, so she doesn't like to be touched. Okay, so Cross Country Stitching magazine. No, not here. These are that magazine that I was talking about that I'm working on. The one called Cranberries. I have all of these magazines, and I don't remember which pictures came out of which magazines. So when I clean up my craft room in the spring, if I go through them all, I'll try and note what month and year the particular pictures were from. This is Blue Door #1, and that was from Cross Country Stitching. This one's Give Thanks, and this was the second one that I did when I started cross stitching again last year. I started in the middle, counted down, knew I had enough, did not count up to the top, did not have enough. It was cut short and I wasn't happy with it, so I threw it in the garbage and started over and stitched it right. I started in the middle, went down, and then I went up, so I was only did half of it before I realized my mistake. So that's Blue Door 1B, and this is Blue Door 2. So I really like these. They're so simple. They're just very easy patterns to follow, and the back stitching really makes them pop. They just really come out with the back stitching once it's done. This was a little heart. I think this was a free chart that I had gotten, and I stitched this one up and I framed it myself just in a little frame with mat. That one hangs outside my bathroom downstairs. This one actually hangs in the bathroom. This is another Cross Country Stitching. This one from that same company, the Cross Country Stitching, they used to sell all kinds of frames and mats and things like that. So this little ivy here is made out of rusted tin, and I added that at the bottom and the top, and it really looks nice on this. I have some more of those embellishments. I think I have some stars, rusted tin stars and stuff. So as I'm doing more, I'll need to add some more embellishments to them. And this one is from that same bathroom. It's Cross Country Stitching again. Just a little, doesn't even have any writing on it. It just says apples and herbs. But that bathroom is in green, the burgundy, so these frames match the colors of that bathroom. This little one, the next two here, I have hanging in my bedroom. I did have someone comment if I'd be interested in doing a stitching wall, like with all of my work on the wall. Jules has one of those in her house. And I said no, I don't, because I hang different pictures in different rooms, depending on what room it is and how much space I have on my walls. And when I'm stitching something, I already have a place to hang it picked out. So, but that did give me the idea of maybe doing a Northern Animals stitching wall. So I have the owl that'll be starting in December. I have the lynx. I'm looking at one that has a moose with the northern lights. I have some deer patterns. So that might be an idea, to do a Canadian or Northern Animals section of one of my walls. That would be pretty cool. So this little one, it's a little white cat like Loose. This is Something Special. I don't even remember where I got this from. This one's done on linen. very fine linen actually. It looks like 32, 2/2. That was when I was younger and my eyes were able to see better in dim light. I don't think I'd be able to stitch on that linen now. And this little gal here, this one hangs in my bedroom too. This used to be my living room, but I moved her. She was in the spot where I have my different themes. Sorry, I need to pause more and show you. So she's got a basket of apples and a really nice sprig there. I don't know if you can tell, but I've made up my own nose for her because the pattern, she didn't actually have a nose and it looked really odd. So I just kind of shaded in a little area for a nose for her. And this is Alma Lynn Designs Harvest Angel. And now, my favorite one. Did I get the pattern? Yes, I did. This is my greatest work, I think. Not to brag, but sorry, I'm trying to get rid of the glare. So back when I would only stitch one project at a time, it took me 3 years to complete this because there's so much work, so much detail in that wing, in her dress, so much color switching with like 2 stitches of one color and then 3 stitches of another color. And I would get so tired of working on this and not seeing really great progress. I would put it away, I'd get frustrated, and I'd put it away in a drawer and would not work on it for 3 months. But it never occurred to me that I could start something else before I finish this. So I might make like a little Christmas ornament or just something little just to get my mind off this. I remember I had put it away for 3 months at one time because I was just so tired of it and I wasn't making any progress. I think that was when I was doing this green part of the dress, and it doesn't look like a lot, but there's probably 10 different colors just all freckled through there. So this one I had taken 3 years to complete. I took it to the dry cleaners, used to do that, got it cleaned and pressed and hung it in my closet, my entranceway, for a couple of years. Seriously, it was hanging in my closet. And I thought, well, that's so stupid. I spent all that time working on it and I don't even have it hanging up in my house. So I'm going to take this and get it framed, and maybe that will inspire me to complete the second one in this series. So I took it to the framers and I just said, this is my budget and this is, you guys do what you want, do what you do. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. And this is a burgundy suede matting, and he did the cutouts on here. And when I picked it up, I just thought, oh, that is so beautiful. I'm gonna go home and finish the second one quickly so I can get it framed so that they both of the frames would match exactly, because I want these two together. So I picked up number 2 and she faces the opposite direction, and I worked on this one solid, I don't know if I'd say every day, but pretty close to it. And it took me 1 year to complete this beautiful project. And then I took the first one in with me when I went to get the second one framed, and it was the same framers and they were able to match up the frames and the matting exactly. So those ones hang, I live in a 5-level split, so I don't have a whole lot of walls, but I have a lot of stairs. So those two hang when my dining room goes towards the upstairs. I have them hanging just where the stairs go up. So I see them every day. When I had started working on that one of my coworkers had commented on me spending that much time on one project that I'm only going to hang up at Christmas. And I was like, I'm leaving those up. Once they're done, they're staying up. I wouldn't hide those away with my Christmas stuff. And so they were kind of Christmassy themed, but I don't really notice that. I just notice the dress mostly when I see it in the little towns below. So these were lavender and lace. Don't remember. I'll find it here. Angel of Light, and the second, Angel of Freedom. I don't think you'll be able to read that. So these patterns are going to be in a future giveaway. With another, if I got to 1,000, I would do like a grand prize of these two, probably with the fabric and something else. So I won't stitch them again, ever, so I would want someone to get these patterns that would want to work on them and then proudly display them in their home, as I do. So let's talk about the giveaway. Lucy's laying on my map. And he knocked out my little flag. Excuse me. Okay. Get off. If I'm doing something, I don't read the paper, but he's one of those cats that if you were reading the newspaper, he'd come and lay right on it. This little, all right. So I did get my world map. I ordered it off Amazon and I stuck it onto a bulletin board, but I haven't hung it up yet. I might get one of my sons to do that for me. So that little red flag there is where I live. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to get too close on this. So I live just slightly north of Edmonton, Alberta. So there's a little city just north of Edmonton. They're practically connected, called St. Albert, and that's where I live, just north of Edmonton. I do work in Edmonton. So I have to go back through all the comments and find everybody who said where they were from and are allowing me or giving me permission to put a pin in my map for where you are in the world. So for my giveaway, first of all, 100 subscriber giveaway is going to be this little picture here. I have this one done already. I had actually gotten 3 because I intended on making 2 of them into gifts for 2 people, and then I had one for myself. I never did make them up as gifts. I've had the 2 extras of these in my stitching drawer, my Christmas stitching drawer, for years. And a friend of mine that I work with, I was teaching her and her daughter how to do cross stitch, and she kind of let it go, but her daughter was interested in doing more. So I gave one of them to her, and this second one is going to be in the giveaway. So for the giveaway, sorry, this one is called, let's just call this Country Christmas is what it's called. So just in the comments below, if you want to say, I want Country Christmas, then your name will go in for the draw. You need to be subscribed to my channel. You need to be 18 years or older or have your parent or guardian's consent, because I would need your address to ship it to you. And you either want to stitch it for yourself or you want to gift it to somebody that you know that would really like it and want to stitch it. So the comments say Country Christmas, and if you want to also tell me where you are in the world so I can put a pin in my map for you. If you're not comfortable saying what town or city you're from, you could say what state, province, territory, or even just what country. I just think it would be kind of a fun game to put a pin for everybody. The bottom of this map also has the flags on it, so I'm not sure. I might see if I can put a pin for the different flags too. I don't know geography very well, so I'm having to look up. If someone says I'm from such and such a place, I end up having to Google it and figure out where it is a lot of the time, unless it's in Canada, the United States, those ones I kind of know, but other countries. So that's really interesting to me, because that's going to make me do Google searches and learn a bit more about other provinces or cities, states, countries. So it's going to be a fun little project. So for the giveaway, say, I want Country Christmas, and let me know where you're from. If you don't want to let me know where you're from, that's fine. Just say Country Christmas. If you do let me know where you're from, then I'm going to take that as you're giving me permission to say, let's say, I had one. I had one as an example. Sorry, I can't remember. She told me what her name, her cross stitch or Flosstube name was, and then what city and state she was from. So that to me is she's giving her consent to put a flag and mention her cross stitching or floss tubing name. So if you don't want that, just don't tell me where you're from, and we'll just let that part of it go. So I hope you enjoyed my finished objects. I have more in my basement with my Christmas ornaments and stuff. I used to do a lot of stitching on like towels, and I did lots of those little tiny ornaments with the little frames on them. I have a whole bunch in my craft room also to be done up, and this year I'm not really feeling it. I don't know, I think I do have a little bit of the winter blues. Yeah, so that's it. Another thing that I thought would be kind of funny, Amy Loves Toads did it because she says she loves everything I love. And so she made that a drinking game. And I'm very self-conscious about the way that I speak, and I realize that I say so a lot, and I also say the word So if you want, and you got a glass of wine, and you want to do a little drinking game, every time I say or so, have a little drink. Make it more fun, not quite so annoying with all the interruptions with the ums. I am working on that, and thank you for sticking with me. Bye.